What sets these apart from this?
Hi, I'm Laurenoeste, and you are on my floor. So I've been seeing a lot of these AI posters online lately. There's something off about them that makes them feel inauthentic, like these. Which my father made. My biological father. Yes. And as a designer, I get a little disheartened when even my own father is inviting me to the cookout via ChatGPT plus, he has a subscription, posters. And you can't fault everyday people for using AI. I don't. Who I fault is the shareholders and those protecting the shareholders, but regardless. But I think that with AI, get rid of a lot of fun, bad design that actually leads us into niches like these. But then now, in 2026, if I saw something like this, I'd be like, oh, so camp, if someone went that direction. So I do find it sad that we're gonna miss out on a lot of good, bad design. Is this poster good? For an AI poster, sure. Is it art? Is it designed well? I would say no. And if you're an artist or you're hoping to become a designer, this will not get you there. The reason it won't is because behind art and behind design, they're different, but what they have in common is thought, experimentation, practice, hard work. AI gives you none of that. There is no satisfaction to this poster outside of, I had an idea, I made it in 5 seconds, that's great. What you're losing is the technical skills behind making something like this. What sets the original images I showed you with texture, life, apart from these AI posters, one, is like the indomitable human spirit. These posters apart is life. Your posters, you want them to look good. And how do you do that? Texture, imperfections. You can have a great idea. You can be really good at typography, layouts, and everything. But if you want something to feel tactile, like someone can reach out and grab it and it draws them to that, I think you need to add some texture. Today we're learning Affinity and it's free. So it's really good. You can make that work. That's my rant.
Today we are starting with a flat recipe card design that I already created. This is in the style I'm planning to sell, and here's what the finished version already looks like. I've made a few tweaks to the colors, but right now I'm going to focus on adding texture. I've already imported some free texture files that I'll link in my Google Drive. Right now, I'm just layering the textures and experimenting until I find a combination I like. You can toggle layers on and off with the little eye icon. I have one texture for grain, one for the little speckles, and another for paper bumps. It takes a lot of trial and error to get it the way you want to look, and I'm not completely happy with how this texture looks yet, so I'm going to go into the color panel to adjust it. There are preset filters, but I almost always prefer making my own adjustments. It gives me something that's customized to my design rather than making it look like an Instagram filter. Once I like the colors, I changed the blend mode to multiply. That lets the texture add pigment without adding a white layer over the rest of the design. Now that I'm happy with the paper texture, it's time to start creating the risograph effect. First, I'm locking all of my paper texture layers so I don't accidentally edit them and they don't get in the way. The lines in my design are currently strokes, but for this technique, I need them to be curves, meaning a shape. I select the line group that I had made before, and you don't select the folder. You have to go inside the folder and select the layers. Tap this first layer, press Ctrl, then tap the layer at the bottom, and that's going to select all of them for me. Now I go to layer, expand stroke, created a shape out of my stroke, erase that line. So I'm going to tap on one of these lines, and I'm going to hit layer, select same, stroke color. I'm going to mass delete them. Now I'm left with only the curves. Next, we are going to build the risograph effect. A risograph printer prints one color layer at a time, and those layers often don't always line up perfectly. In this design, the cream color is actually the paper itself, so I'm really only printing two colors, the blue and the pink. I want the stars to be cut out of the blue layer, as well as the red lettering to knock out the blue underneath so that way it pops at the end. That way, when we use the multiply layer, the red stays bright instead of mixing with the blue. To do this, I duplicate the line and lettering layers. One copy stays intact and the other will be used to subtract from the blue layer. I'll start with the stars. I select the stars, then I hold Control and select the blue layer. At the top, I choose subtract, which cuts the star shapes out of the blue. I repeat that same process for the lettering and decorative lines using the duplicated layers that I made earlier. Once finished, I change the color layers to multiply and offset them slightly. That tiny misalignment mimics the way a real risograph printer lays down ink. Now let's add the halftone texture. At the bottom of the layers panel, click the little icon and choose halftone. For screen type, I use color and set the shape to dot. From there, just manually adjusting the settings until you like the look. I prefer subtle halftone that adds texture without overpowering my design. Once I'm happy with it, I also set that layer to multiply so it blends naturally with everything underneath. And this is going to give me that deep color I was looking for. The last thing I'm doing is changing my text from pure black to a dark gray. It's a small detail, but it softens the design a little bit, and I also set this to multiply. It's very subtle, but in my mind it helps me. And that's my finished design. Here's a carousel I created to showcase it, and I'll be making a separate tutorial on how I design those in the future. Thank you so much for watching my first video. I'll see you in the next one. Goodbye.